Wakening. Wakening. Awakening. What is it that's awakening? What does wakening mean? The mind wakes up. It never goes to sleep. That's an idea, that's a thought. That's a valuation. That's a measurement of your life, or of the life. Every moment, every breath, every day, in our time-measured existing ways, is an awakening. Life is just an evolving purposelessness of acknowledgements. It's a pouring out of itself. Giving birth to a mind that acknowledges its pouring out, its awakening, its emotional movingness. When seen with the eyes of that true you, that original you, before mind gets conditioned into valuation, comparisons, preferences, intelligence, knowledge, language, identities, all that stuff. All that is assumptions, measurements of what is taking place. When there's a judge, when there is judgment on what is taking place, there's an interference of this awakening. You yourself are awakening every moment of every day, and even when this apparent death comes, you will awaken whatever you are to death. It will be the same as pain, it will be the same as pleasure, it will be the same as birth. It will be the same as nirvana, samsara, euphoria. Everything is the same. But then again, I'm measuring, using different words to describe that what truly is. This is a mystical and incredible reward, a gift for being here. And to see it in its true state is incredible. To see it awakening every day. The sun awakens every day. When you give it the name sun, that's enough. When you give it the name, oh, what a beautiful sun today, you're making comparisons to what it was yesterday. And therefore we start making comparisons to our own human race. Oh, you look beautiful today. Much better than you did yesterday. Immediately, the awakening is nullified. It is what it is, you see. This is a common phrase that is being used in this wonderful times we're having now. Yeah, everything is just as it is, you know. When someone experiences illness and another friend says, you know what, I don't envy your life right now. And rather than give them the whole rundown, the whole story, the whole ups and downs, the whole experience, you say, well, you know what? It is what it is, you know. There's nothing one can do. There's a lot I can do. This I that keeps trying to find itself as it twirls the ribbons around itself in this maple that it is. The ribbons are always looking, always seeking, always looking inward, outward, always looking for enlightenment, or always looking for wealth, monetary stuff, always looking for spiritual, religious connections, always looking. Awakening is awakening on its own. When there's a I am awakening, you have really something that stands in the middle of the awakening and takes ownership of their own awakening. There is no person here awakening. Everything is awakening on its own. The body is awakening on its own. Every morning it gets up, it's a new day, a new moment, a new breath. Every breath is a new breath. Every thought is a new thought. It appears as if they're stale. It appears as if they're the same thoughts. But they never come the same. They always come with different flavours, different essences, because the mind gives them different flavours, different essences. We create our own suffering, you see. This human form that we now have take ownership on, and we solely become, and we believe that we are only this, and we hope. This ridiculous word of hope that someday I will meet God, someday I will be forgiven, someday I will find something far more rewarding than this. We create all these words, these languages, these names, these comparisons, these judgmental values, these divisionistic ways, when everything is just happening on its own. But when there's a happener, when there's a one that wants it to happen in a particular way, I want to save the world, I want to improve the world, I want to do this, I want to do that. I want. Good and bad, I want good and bad. I want to be a good boy, I want to be a bad boy. You're taking sides. You're taking ownership of a path. You're on your way against that flow of the wind. The wind is blowing in your face. You turn to the right because you see something much more beneficial to you in the life. And the wind hits you in the left-hand side and you're off balance. You know, this ear is taking all the wind. The other one, oh yeah, it's great, wow. But it's not saying it's great, it's saying, where's the wind? I want to be part of this. I want to be part of this. You are one whole. The whole of you is part of life. You are awakening. Whatever you think you are, mind, body. There's nothing. There's only birth, rebirth, constant birth. No end. Infinite moving onwards. Changingless. Looking for something stable. The thing that you're looking for stable is you. You're the only thing stable in this earth. The axis that spears through you is the same axis that holds the whole galaxy and the whole cosmos together. There's not individual poles within us. There is one whole pole, and we are all speeding through it. As it. Awakening. Spinning. Revolving. No two moments the same. No two breaths the same. No 2 days the same. No 2 suns the same. No exactness. Exactness means image, finished, end. No more moving, no more emotionally sensorizing with what is taking place. Everything is beautiful until there's an understanding about what is taking place. Everything is beautiful until there's a knowledge and a story about what is seen or experienced that has taken place or is taking place or will take place. All assumptions about the future are ridiculously just noise to consciousness awakening on its own. So wake up. You cannot wake up, you see. You are awakening. You are the awakening, wakening up. You are part of the whole thing, the whole deal. You're not separate from anything. You're not separate from any being, any part of nature, any part of the universe, any part of God, any part of cosmos. Whatever you believe in, whatever you know that you are the whole thing, experiencing a body awakening for you. So that you can see yourself awakening as the whole thing. That's why at the start of this video I didn't say, wake up. You wake up. Awakening. Wakening. When you say awakening, there's maybe you, me waking up. Means individual. This is a miraculous time, regardless of what measurements we're making about what is going on in the world. Everything is moving. It may not be in the right direction because you've made rules and regulations and guidelines about how your life hopes to be, or is going to be, or plans to be, or wants to be. You think this pandemic is just another way to kill you, or to get rid of humanity, or whatever it is. Humanity is part of the awakening. It may go on, it may not. It may go on, it may not. But if it doesn't go on, it'll go on as something else. Death is just an illusion. Death meaning end, meaning stable, being nothing, absolutely dead. Not meaning you dead, meaning if you die, if you are dead, if you actually die, if you are black, if you are dead, the whole universe is dead. The whole cosmos is dead. Because it's impossible. It's impossible for you not to be part of this existence. As whatever it is, you know. Yeah, but I'd rather be dead than be a cloud. I'd rather be dead than be a maggot and someone stand on me. Every day we stand on ourselves. Every day we try and arrange a life that is much more fruitful than what really is here. And you can't beat it as what it is here as now. In this presence, in this moment, in this awareness of awakening on my own. As my own. As the own. As the one. As the all. What is it that you want that can be better than getting up every moment of every day and experiencing your breath and experiencing life and experiencing your hair growing and experiencing your colour of your skin and experiencing your putting on your clothes and dressing yourself and hugging your children and making your bed and lying in your bed. What can be more beneficial? What can be more rewarding than being alive? What can be more rewarding than being alive, than living? Living. Living. Awakening is living. And living is awakening. Awakening is living. And living is awakening. Which one are you? Which one? Can you be separated? Can there be a life awakening? Or is it just an experience, an action, a movement? And when that one that thinks it is the life tries to stop and say, I'm going to do this today, awakening scratches his head and says, what's going on? What is this veil that stops me just being here as whatever I am, in whatever state the mind wants to make out of it? The mind wants to call me a pain body. The mind wants to call me a subtle body. The mind wants to call me a human body. The mind wants to call me a spirit body. The mind wants to call me a godly body. But the body, whatever it is awakening. What else to say? What else to experience? What else to know? What else to want other than being alive? Being alive, being living, consciously here, consciously existing, consciously as that what takes place on its own, as one. Namaste.